A group of American Boy Scouts had been harassed by a marauding bear twice in one night. It was attracted by the scent of human vomit, but found no food. Still hungry, the bear returned for a third and final time.
Starting to lose facial hair.
It was after midnight. He came back in again, and he went over to the area that we generally cook at, and he started fooling with some of our stove and throwing that around, and then pretty quickly he moved toward RJ and Zach's tent.
The two boys were woken by noises outside. Initially, they thought it was their friends trying to scare them. It wasn't.
He patted on our tent, and a couple times me and Zach were like, "All right, guys, it's not funny," you know?
Hey, guys, it's not cold. We're trying to get some sleep here.
And we heard the rip.
I woke up to a bear dragging me. He bit onto my hand and let go and then come back at my face.
He bit Zach, and Zach gave the bear a good right hook.
He like reared back, punched it in the face, because that's kind of what you're supposed to do.
And I hit it and it pounced on RJ.
The bear was enraged.
And then he comes around the other side of the tent where I was, curled up into a ball, screaming like a little girl, and rips through, pulls me out by my arm. All the while I was punching him and just yelling, doing everything I can, and all my crew members were trying to beat him off me.
All they could do was try to frighten the bear with anything they could lay their hands on.
Then he chomps into my leg pretty good. Then I'm not sure when he claws my back, but I've got a claw mark back here.
Got back on him again, and he ripped his back pretty good.
And then hopped off. RJ kind of moved a little bit and it jumped back on him, grabbed his head.
After a minute or so, he starts gnawing on my head. That's when it really got intense for me.
This type of attack could have resulted in the victim's neck being snapped.
One quick shake, as you would see a bear do, his neck would have been gone. I didn't think there was anything we was going to be able to do about it, and I just believe it's just by the pure grace of God that he let him go.
Then he finally lets me go for a minute, just long enough to where one of the adult leaders could pull me away. They all form a human line and kind of get between me and the bear. And he's still kind of coming after me with blood dripping from his muzzle.
Despite the prolonged mauling, RJ was alive, but he still had to make it through the rest of the night.
Things that were going through my mind at that point was like, I probably won't make it through the evening.
There's blood everywhere. You'd walk on the ground, you'd get blood on your feet. So I was barefoot, and I picked my foot up, and it was red.
With the bear driven out of camp, they now needed help.
Before you ever leave on a trek, you have a plan what you're going to do in case of an emergency, but you just don't think that's ever going to happen to you.
With an angry bear roaming the woods, 3 boys were sent to the next camp to radio for assistance.
Pretty bold, I think, for 3 young men to start out in the night not knowing where a bear was to get help.
I probably would have died if they didn't make the journey, just the 3 miles. But they were football players, they could handle it.
While waiting for help to arrive, the scouts did what they could to ensure the victim's survival. Zach was placed near to the fire, whilst RJ was treated inside one of the tents.
Zach was over sitting by the fire. He was bit through the hand pretty seriously, and they wrapped his hand up and just kept him warm. RJ was a little more critical.
You'd hear RJ in the tent where they was working on him hollering.
He had a wound large enough to put your hand in the back of his leg.
I guess a couple hours later, the Philmont Suburban finally got there to take me and Zach to base camp.
Hang on, RJ, we're gonna get you out of here. I can still see them coming across. It looked like the cavalry coming because the headlights on their 4-wheel drive vehicles coming out to help us. I think that's probably when my emotions really got their highest, is when I was through. You know, okay, it's over now. We got him into the truck and they left, and then we thought, you know, what now?
The injured boys were taken to a nearby hospital for treatment.
My injuries were basically ones on my arm. I'm missing part of my tricep here. I've got a couple major wounds on my leg, and I've got one that runs right behind here, and back here, one on my left eyelid, and a couple back here, and a couple near my brainstem here. It's all very close to vital parts, and I was fortunate that he didn't get them.
A recent drought had wreaked havoc with the local food chain. Starving and driven by desperation, the bear had attacked a human.
It's unfortunate, but this bear was a menace and was going to be a problem for other campers, so they had to destroy it.
The bear was shot 3 days later at the same campsite, and that's where I actually got this necklace. It's from the bear that attacked me. He weighed about 250 pounds, but he had the body size of about a 300 or 400 pound bear. So he was very, hungry.
The Scouts' actions didn't go unnoticed, and they won a National Boy Scouts Award for bravery.
Yeah, I thank the guys. Every time I see them, I'm just like, man, I'm so glad you guys were there. You really saved me that night.
Bear attacks are a real danger for campers in North America. As humans continue to encroach on their territory, we can expect to see more of these types of encounters. Wild animals can sometimes attack us. The consequences can be devastating. But it's not the fault of the animals. In captivity, they can be frightened or cornered and lash out. And in the wilderness, we're encroaching more and more into their territory. We must learn to work with and live alongside these animals.
If anything, it was my fault for momentarily taking the slack off the rope.
I don't really blame the bear all that much, because it was acting like a bear does.
He was only playing. No, I mean, he's beautiful. Wasn't his fault.